But the announcement of 3 separate fresh probes have not been enough to keep the opposition at bay. This raises questions about the motive of the attacks and whether they are to divert attention from what Brown said is the real capture of Eskom.
Opposition and all these NGOs that really have been obstructive instead of being supportive, you have to bear in mind as to he who pays the piper calls the tune. And they are not acting on their own behalf. They are acting on behalf of those that are funding them. And if you were to disclose fully who their funders are, you would understand why they are pursuing the agenda that they are. But that agenda is not in the interest of our country. It is not in the interest of this economy. There's a big moneyed corporations that have got a specific interest to see entities such as Eskom being privatized by hook or crook, and they will do everything to make sure that they achieve that end.
Public Enterprises Minister Lynne Brown came out guns blazing in her department's budget vote in Parliament. The minister laid bare the lack of transformation in companies providing services to state-owned enterprises.
The overwhelming majority of goods and services supplied to Eskom, Transnet and Denel, our big 3, are not supplied by black-owned or empowered companies. Eskom's power stations, for example, still receive about 90% of their coal from only white-owned companies, some of which have been built giant business empires on the back of the guaranteed cash flow these contracts have provided. The department, fortunately, has a memorandum of agreement with the SIU, so I'd like the SIU to review the contents of all the reports into alleged wrongdoing at Eskom. 90% of all the resources in this country is given to us by white companies, not black companies. You know, the issue is that the majority of people in this country are black, that the economy is in the hands of a small group of people, and this is what they are scared of. That we might today radically transform this economy. Let me tell you a story about VR Laser. You come here today to say that these people were fired because of VR Laser. Do you know that VR Laser has been in the Denel camp for more than 15 years? 15 years, VR Laser. Do not you be economical with the truth here.
This is what Brown said to set the record straight on SOEs, and I quote, "None of the big suppliers for Eskom, Denel and Transnet are black-owned. Business empires were built on guarantees of long-term supply contracts. Performance of SOEs is non-negotiable. It must be linked to incentives. Eskom is expected to record a profit at the end of the current financial year."